Well, good morning, and it's Mike Stafford here in the studio with my co-host. Of course, lovely to see Supriya Dwivedi. Saw her yesterday, saw her the day before, but every day is like a new day with Supriya. Oh, hell no, it's been 63 months since I've seen you. 63 months, 5 years and 3 months.
And 2 dead spouses.
And 2 dead
Oh, my goodness.
spouses. And that'll be it. Good night, everyone.
That's it for us.
And that...
What up, Mike? Toronto. VK on the beat. Check. I'm in Toronto where you wanna get the city love. I'm from Toronto where you wanna get the city love. I'm in Toronto like we wanna get the city love. My city love me back for my city love. I'm in Toronto.
Welcome to episode 1797 of Toronto Mic'd, proudly brought to you by retrofestive.ca, Canada's pop culture and Christmas store. Great Lakes Brewery. Order online for free local home delivery in the GTA. Palma Pasta. Enjoy the taste of fresh, homemade Italian pasta and entrees from Palma Pasta in Mississauga and Oakville. Blue Sky Agency. Ask Doug Mills about how Silent delivers the space to focus, collaborate, and recharge. Nick Ianni's. He's the host of Building Toronto's Skyline and Building Success, 2 podcasts you ought to listen to. Kindling. Go to shopkindling.ca for free 1-hour cannabis delivery. RecycleMyElectronics.ca. Committing to our planet's future means properly recycling our electronics of the past. And Ridley Funeral Home. Pillars of the community since 1921. Today, reunited on Toronto Mic'd, it's Mike Stafford.
I'm Peaches.
And Supriya Dwivedi. Welcome back to both of you.
We call her Herb. Well, it is. You know, we talked about possibly getting together, and we'll get to the issues in our lives. But Mike kept saying, "Oh, Supriya can do it, or she can't do it." And I thought, I can't do it because I've been on the show 106. I'm like Bob Hope.
I actually took a note on this. So this is your 6th visit.
6th.
But out of 1,000, what is it, 797?
I mean,
Well,
don't try and downplay
20%.
it. That's just like Indian parenting here. 6 is good. 6 is a lot.
But I thought, what else am I going to talk about? We did that whole 2 hours on things that rhyme with Corey. We ended at Jeff's
Allegory.
Alec Montessori.
We ended at Jeff's story.
I think there's never a shortage of content when you visit. I'm honored to have you here, but I did want to reunite you two, and I'm glad we could, schedule this when Supriya could join us, because welcome back, Supriya.
Yeah, thanks so much. Appreciate all the accommodating going on.
Supriya, I was told by none other than Steve Paikin, I was promoting your first visit, which, by the way, was in May 2025. You dropped by for the first time. It was episode 1696. What I wrote at the time is Mike chats with Supriya Dwivedi about why she chose law school over medical school, how she ended up co-hosting the morning show on AM 640 with Matt Gurney and then Mike Stafford, who's in the room, why she quit, and what she was doing for Justin Trudeau and more. So we talked at length about everything in May 2025. But shortly thereafter, Steve Paikin came over and I was talking about this great chat I had with you. And he said, I've been saying your surname wrong. So Steve Paikin says the W is silent.
Yeah, so he's not wrong. So it's Dwivedi.
So it's not Dwivedi.
Yeah, but I mean, it's there. But so, because in Hindi, you would say Dwivedi, and then to anglicize it, you kind of go Dwivedi. And so I mean, do you remember the jingle? Some like lasagna.
Some like, yes.
Others like spaghetti.
Spaghetti. Everybody loves Supriya Dwivedi.
Okay. So
But it's not Diwali.
Yeah. But I learned to, I just now pretend like the W's not there.
Yeah, no,
I ignore it.
Yeah, that's probably but thank you.
Now, is it
Mr.
Dwight or
Bacon.
Dwight? Who did Rainn Wilson play? I can't remember.
Dwight.
I was actually 2 weeks ago, I was at a sauna, and I was having a schwitz, and who walks in but Dave Bendini and Bruce Arthur.
Okay.
And they said, come on. Apparently they just go around to these saunas and get people on your show. that how you go?
Wait,
wait a minute, that is
actually,
how-
what?
that
That's
is-
literally how I got on. Yeah,
Yeah,
I was
I know, 'cause
standing
I listened to
outside.
Listen,
Yeah, okay.
he made that up.
I made that up.
He made that up because you had me going there in the
I
first
would
half.
have. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was outside the West End Phoenix HQ. I was on my way to see Change of Heart. I'm biking by, and I look over. I see FOTM's Dave Bedini and Bruce Arthur, and there is Supriya. And I know you, but we've never met.
No, yeah.
And then we met, and this is your second
Man,
visit.
that was a nexus of liberalism.
It really was.
Holy smokes.
Also, that reminds me, I owed Bedini an email. So that's,
Oh, okay.
there we go.
There you go.
Yeah.
He's probably watching
I
live.
had a
right?
purpose today.
Okay, so I did shout out the first time I met Supriya, and we had a wonderful chat. I referenced it as recently as there was an episode with Reshmi Nair a couple of weeks ago, and she talked about quitting on 1010. She had the afternoon drive show,
Yeah.
and she quit. And I shared your story of why you quit at 640. There were some parallels.
That's not surprising. I mean, two brown women in talk radio, right? I think there are issues that are systemic to the industry, and I think they're particularly exacerbated on the talk radio side of things.
I didn't know you're going to use those $5 words. I have to get my dictionary out for these words. But I'm going to just shout out your most recent episode, Mike Stafford, because of this. This is your 6th, so this would have been your 5th episode, and then we'll talk about what's going on in your life, and hopefully you two will
Can
reunite.
I open my beer first?
Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
of course. On the mic, that is a Great Lakes beer. It's a
yours
premium
cold?
lager.
Freezing.
So I have.
I want a
many
cold
options.
one.
Is it a cold one?
Yeah.
So what is that though? So let me explain. So Mike Stafford has, our sponsor on this show is GLB, Great Lakes Beer, and you are going home with some fresh craft beer from Great Lakes. You have in your hand, Mike Stafford, a Great Lakes lager.
Yep, this
So you
is my
can pop
fave.
that. But I do have a couple of beers on the table from Fairweather, which is a friend of Great Lakes Beer. It's a craft brewery in Hamilton. And they are on the most recent episode of the Great Lakes podcast, Between Two Fermenters. So you can open this. It's up to you.
Okay, I'll do this one.
Okay.
This
What
guy
is that called? That's the Fairweather beer.
Yeah, it's called Priceless Pale Ale.
And if we run out of beer, I have a lot in the fridge upstairs. I'll run up and get some.
Pale Ale with the juiciest dry hop money can buy.
Strong.
That's the premium lager. There's a light lager as well.
My Facebook feed all week has been Edmund Fitzgerald crap.
Right.
I know more about that ship than ever, but apparently GLB has an Edmund Fitzgerald porter.
Do they?
Yeah.
You know who
That's
has a great
cool.
cover of that song? The Rio Statics. So it all comes back to Dave Bedini.
Dave Bendini.
There we
That's
go.
right. They did that.
Yeah, and I liked it very much. Martin Tielli. Now, I will apologize to Supriya. Like, if you had a very loud headphone volume off the top, that is 100% Bob Willette's fault, because he was here yesterday for Toast. He was sitting in that seat, and Bob, from years in radio, can't hear a thing. Like, I have to turn
on,
his...
Bob.
But how is your hearing after, like Mike, you were in radio
I
for
was
decades.
only there for 4 years.
No, I know,
Yeah.
so I'm switching it to
Yeah.
Mike.
Yeah.
How's your hearing from so many years in radio?
Sucks.
Do you need your headphones turned up?
No. There are two people in Andy Frost was the worst.
Yeah.
Holy Jesus. I don't know how that man walked with that inner ear. And there was another guy at work. I think Oakley was bad for that. But I just love the fact these headphones don't feel like 3,000 people have been wearing them.
It's only 1,797 people.
No, but the 640 ones, you could smell the aftershave. It was like
yeah.
baked in, the Dakar Noir or whatever it is. It's
Probably
just-
from the Hog days.
Hi, karate.
Shout out to the Hog. Okay, so I'm going to read the description from your last visit, Mike, and then we're going to catch up. It was Supriya.
February.
It was February 2025.
It was Saturday.
It was episode 1,000.
I
Yeah,
was
Saturday.
sad.
I picked you up. You took a subway. This time you took an Uber. But I was after my boys' hockey game. I remember that, and I picked you up. And it was episode 1,637. And here's what I wrote. Mike chats with Mike Stafford about his suit against Chorus. So we'll get an update on that at some point. His health, his life, and the world at large. So we just did a huge catch up. But let me, before I go any further, you've got your Great Lakes in you there. My sincere condolences to you, Michael Stafford. Since we last talked, you lost your wife, Jody, and I am so fucking sorry.
Yeah, I guess the status when I last saw you in February, she'd been going to chemo once a month at Credit Valley, and she was go back to the diagnosis was in August. It was my birthday. We thought she had a kidney stone, and she was bleeding and whatever. We went to Mississauga Hospital. Didn't even get in for an imaging. It was 6 a.m. The doctor said, "You know what? Here's some, penicillin. Go home. If it keeps up, come back." within a week, we were back. And for her to be in that kind of pain and go to hospital, you know the story. They actually did an image that night. They were much more concerned because the pain was unbearable. And I remember the ER doctor just looked at her and said, "We have found a gross," that was the term he used, "mass on your right kidney." And Jody went, "Oh, God, is it serious?" He says, "It's very serious. You're going to lose that kidney." He was very straightforward.
Right.
We didn't know what the mass was or anything. She had the kidney removed in December. She had an oncologist by then. They knew it was probably going to be renal cell, and it was. And they said with treatment, renal cell's tough. It's kind of like pancreatic. It doesn't show up until it's too late. And they said, you know, you've still got a good shot with treatment stuff. She was doing pretty good with the chemo, and she was doing immunology as well, immunotherapy rather. And I guess things went to shit last June when she'd already had Mets in her lung and her femur. It went to the brain. And Supriya, I'm sure you probably understand. That's when it went to shit. We had an appointment with her oncologist at Credit Valley, and even the oncologist said, "Are you okay?" Because she was it was like she had Pick's disease or Tourette's. She just wasn't controlling her emotions or anything. That's not like her. That was June, end of August, because she was living up in Little Britain. We had been separated. I got a message from her friend. We've had to take her to hospital. She's very sick. She's throwing up, et cetera, et cetera. They took her, they sent her home, and then they called, which I found very unusual. Get her back now.
Yeah.
Sepsis. So she was in for sepsis. I went up the next day, up in Lindsay, where they took care of her. But she never got out of hospital after that. She rallied a bit from the sepsis. I saw her Labor Day weekend, and then 2 weeks later, I went up, and she was pretty well gone. She died on the 15th of September. Unfortunately, it was the day after I'd left. I had to come back to Toronto because I had some medical stuff as well. And yeah, just got the phone call. She's gone, 55 years of age. She was in a hospice care by then at Lindsay Hospital. She was only hooked up for pain, nothing else. And, far too young, obviously, but what are you saying?
But how are you holding up?
I have good days and bad days. I have good memories, and obviously we'd been separated. After I'd lost my job and everything, you knew it's been an open book on this show, what my life has been like. The biggest moments for me are at night listening to music, because we both loved music. She was a huge CFNY fan from the 80s. I worked there in the 80s. So we shared a lot of the same music, and a song will come on. I'll go, Christ, we loved that. She loved that song. She loved that song. It's only been 2 months, but I don't feel like I've had that cinematic moment yet. Like Kim Wexler in Better Call Saul, where she just loses it on the bus that day after 5 years of this crap. So other than that, Dr. Phil, I'm doing okay.
But other than that, you're doing A-okay. You're looking great, Mike Stafford.
Well, I've actually started. I've started a music marketing thing that I've been doing, and I got my first client, and I'm going to be working socials. I don't know if you do a Lipa.
That's the second time he had me going.
No, I knew he was working up to something. I was just waiting for the
You know the artist.
Yeah.
He had the twinkle in his eye.
So I don't have to work that hard.
Yeah, exactly. I knew.
It's just I don't know, because the looks I was getting the other night at the Sabrina Carpenter concert. Narc with a
Don't
cane.
commit your hate crime here, narc. Where's the narc?
So
I was like, oh, good for you, Staff.
Yeah.
You got a gig?
Yeah.
Who's this young, Toronto? Do a lip. So, Supriya, in all seriousness here, if that's even possible at this point, like when you hear Mike talking about losing his wife she was only 55, but how does it hit you? I mean, your husband was younger than that.
Yeah, he was 40. It makes me angry, if I'm being honest, because the first thing that struck me about what happened with Jody is the fact that triage didn't do its job. She should have been imaged, and if not imaged, she should have at the very least been asked extensively about her symptoms, about the onset, about if you said she was bleeding, when did the bleeding start? Is there pain with the bleeding? Is it acute? Is it sharp? Is it dull? Where do you feel it? Is it radiating? Do you have any other symptoms? You know what I mean? So it's like
she was on the floor, Supriya, in pain in the ER, and God love the people who work there.
Oh, yeah. Look. Well, let's preface this by saying we understand
completely.
that the healthcare workers, it's the fucking system that's fucked. Sorry for swearing.
She had other patients coming in saying there's a woman on the floor out there.
Yeah.
And the woman just kept saying, it's a kidney stone. It's a kidney stone. She'll be fine. She'll be fine. She'll be fine. So I think out of pure exhaustion at 6 a.m. when the doctor said,
of course. You're just like,
fuck it.
yeah, let's get home.
And
if
we
it's a kidney
lived.
stone, let's pass it.
It was a 5-minute drive.
I remember.
And then come back if it doesn't go away. And of course it didn't. And it turned out there was a mass, a gross mass, but.
And so the reason why that makes me so angry is because, Anoop used to get regular scans for his lungs. He had an unrelated autoimmune disease that he had been diagnosed like years and years ago. And they did his regular checkup or whatever, and they found a growth in his lung that didn't look like a regular nodule or whatever. It looked abnormal. And the pulmonologist at the time was like, okay, come back in 3.5 months. Why 3.5 months? Like there's no, that's not clinically, it's not a clinically significant timeline. It was picked out of thin air. By the time he did go back in 3.5 months, it was like several orders of magnitude larger. And again, at that point, he was a non-smoker, obviously clearly hit with some sort of freakazoid cancer that was stage 4, when he was finally diagnosed in January of 2023. And I mean, he passed in July of 2023. So
they diagnosed at stage 4?
He was diagnosed at stage 4.
Well, so was Jody, but lung compared to renal?
Yeah.
Was he having any? Sorry,
No.
Any breathing issues or
no? I mean, he didn't have any real breathing issues, but you mentioned the brain stuff, and I mean, if I can be very honest, he was diagnosed in January of 2023. In December, when you're making the Christmas rounds or whatever with friends and family, my sister pulled me aside at one point and is like, "Is everything okay with you two?" Like we were more snippy than usual, with one another, and it's likely because at that point his brain was already starting to become Swiss motherfucking cheese.
Yes,
right.
Yeah,
and like he'd forget things, and it would annoy me that he was forgetting things.
Yeah,
and then of course you feel guilty once you know that that's the reason why you're arguing more, and it's just this whole circle. But anyway, to bring this all back, the first thing was anger, right? And like I don't know, maybe you talk about you're not there yet. Like, I'm clearly not there yet.
Yeah.
I haven't had that cinematic moment either, but I think there is something to be said about, like, the most visceral sort of thing I feel is, like, red hot rage at the healthcare system.
I heard you, it's Ryan Jefferson, right?
Yeah.
That you work with?
Yeah.
That was the first time I'd heard that Anoop was sick.
Oh, shit.
Was you were talking to Ryan.
Yeah.
And he might have done a little clip about it and showed a few clips of you. That was the first time I'd heard of it.
I'm sorry you had to hear that way.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
God, no.
Yeah.
It was just like, and then I heard the anger.
Yeah.
The shit you were going through with the system.
Yeah.
And again, you constantly want to preface, I mean, God love it. There was about 2 weeks before she died. She was still pretty lucid. She was sitting in bed in the ICU at the time. And a young nurse, it was Labor Day weekend, so they had the B staff on, came in and she was doing Jody's pillows and stuff. And she just kind of turned and said, "Jody, have you considered palliative care?"
Oh, fuck.
And Jody, and my jaw dropped, and Jody's jaw dropped because she was in for sepsis.
Yeah.
And she said, "Am I dying?" And I immediately jumped in and said, No, Jody, you're going with the term palliative is much more
pain
wide.
Management. It's wider. It means pain management.
And I don't know if that's what the young woman meant, and I'm not.
It's possible she meant that, but they're also not. There's no EQ testing for these jobs, right?
No.
Like they're like, are you competent? Are you clinically competent? But there's no personality test.
She was in tears for up until when I had to leave, go back to my hotel. So there's those little things that stick out in my mind because I knew she was probably going, well, I'd snuck her out 3 hours earlier. I'd snuck her out for a smoke.
Attaboy.
Because they had a little terrace on the floor, and she was bitching at me. Did you ever have that terminal lucidity moment?
No.
About a week before she passed, her best friend was in the room, and she called me. She said, someone wants to talk to you. And by then, Jody was out of it.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, Jody, hi. Jody? Hi, yeah. Oh, what can I get you?
Yeah.
And she immediately, well, I need some fucking glasses because she'd been bugging me to go to Shoppers to get by her cheaters. And this lucidity. And then the next day, she never spoke a word until she passed. Weird. Anyway, any more jokes?
Listen, I'm just.
But
I mean, what you both have been through, it's horrific. And just thinking now, but you're talking about the system. Like the system is broken, and what I think about, of course, because I'm so selfish, I'm thinking of myself. But I'm thinking about whatever it was, February 2023, when I had a headache for 4 days.
Oh yeah.
And then my family doctor said, I'm worried it's a brain bleed. I'm going to fax over a rec form to the emergency. I want you to go straight there. And that ER doc looked at me and said, it's just a migraine, but to satisfy your doctor's request, we'll do a CAT scan. Like, because I was an emergency. And he said, it's just a migraine. Like, he basically said, he said those exact words to me. And then like an hour later, he's humbly apologizing in a room that he was very, very wrong. You have a blood clot on your brain. Like, so I can totally see in an alternate universe where my doctor, doesn't fax in a rec form and the doctors send me home, I don't know, with Advil and a painkiller or something, your migraine will pass.
Sorry.
And then what happens?
Can we just stop for a second? I got to take a leak.
Oh my God! Yeah, well, I'll just talk to Supriya.
Yeah, we'll do
anytime.
this. Yeah, I can. Well, so I mean, we can if we want to do.
Sorry.
Yeah,
I don't want to.
Like, how do we
like
fix it? How do we fix this? I guess I'm wondering how many people are being sent home.
A lot. So I mean, look, a lot, and I don't think we have good numbers on it, and I don't think we have a system in which you can ever really get true justice for medical wrongs in this country just because of the way the system is set up. And look, I don't think we need to go to an overly litigious system the way the US, that's not the only comparator. But I mean, right now, patients don't really have any recourse. And I mean, like, again, we talk about Anoop. I mean, but before Anoop, there was his brother. I don't know if I've ever said this story.
Sure.
Oh, okay. This is real... Again, real humor. So Anoop's brother died in 2021. There's one person that died in Ontario of the AstraZeneca vaccine, and it was Anoop's brother. He was 41 years old. He, at the time, if you remember the messaging, it was very much, if you're a Gen Xer,
I'm one of the people who
roll
got
up your sleeve.
The AZ.
Exactly. Roll up your sleeve and do it. It's the patriotic thing to do because
for the greater good. Step in, Gen X.
Exactly, because it wasn't recommended for, I guess, millennials and younger. We had to get the mRNA vaccine.
Right.
So Vic, as well as my sister-in-law, like his wife, Divya, both got the vaccine. Neither of them felt great after it, but Vic had a very persistent headache. And after a few days of the persistence of the headache, he presented to the ER at Sinai. They did a bunch of blood work. Based on the blood work, they should not have sent him home. If you had followed the proper decision tree that was the clinical decision tree at the time, they should have kept him and treated him for VIT. But the patient profile at the time was that of a boomer woman, not of a fit 41-year-old man. So they sent him home. And then a few days later, he seized, was taken to hospital, and was basically brain dead on arrival. And then he was pulled from, life support about 6 days after he had initially presented to emerge. And again, 2021, doctors and nurses and the entire healthcare system was overworked. I don't think it's the fault of any one, physician that was doing, I don't think there's any nefarious motives or whatever involved. I think the entirety of the system failed him.
But you're saying in the flow chart or whatever, in that situation, he should have got like a CAT scan?
No, in that situation, what had happened, they probably should have immediately started treating him and first started giving him more of a blood workup. So he what they had done was called a CBC, like a full blood count, essentially.
Right.
And based on that, there were markers which had indicated for VIT to require further testing. And I remember speaking to a hematologist at the time because, it was COVID and like I had made, being on air during COVID, you make a lot of doctor friends in interviewing them and whatever. And she was on the science table and her and another doctor, Dr. Morris, were very much advocating for the system to shift away from AZ to mRNA. And again, if you recall at the news cycle at the time, one of the doctors who is like basically in charge of NACI had said on air that if she given the choice, she would not give her sister the AstraZeneca vaccine. And it was this huge thing. And everybody was like, oh, she's increasing vaccine hesitancy, like blah, 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 like whatever. And it just so happened that week I was on Power and Politics and I was like, guys, she's not increasing vaccine hesitancy. Unbeknownst to me, my brother-in-law was bleeding at the time in his brain. But I not knowing this, I was like, and I'm paraphrasing, but it was, NACI and Health Canada have very different functions. Health Canada looks at whether or not a vaccine is safe, but NACI looks at the complement of vaccines, and it recommends based on that complement what we should be doing. So I was like, we should probably listen. And then, Vic seized and died, and I was very much advocating at the time publicly for them to switch off of the AZ vaccine and onto the mRNA one.
That was my first shot, was the AZ.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
And then I got Moderna for some reason.
Yeah.
They gave me the...
Yeah. Well,
I think they'd already backed off on...
Well, Ontario had pulled it very shortly after Vic was in hospital.
So a lot of us got the one, but didn't.
Yeah. And then Alberta followed suit, and then I think, more provinces started to follow. But, I wasn't quiet at the time when you're sitting in the waiting room in the ICU. I basically carpet bombed people with emails. Anybody in a position of power that I knew at the time, I was like, get us the fuck off of AstraZeneca. Sorry again for swearing.
This is not AM 640 swear away. But I'm asking Stafford how he's holding up, but you've seen some shit.
Oh yeah.
Like, how are you holding up?
So this here is serotonin. It's the organic structure of serotonin. And when I do this, it's my serotonin tap. I got that tattoo.
She's tapping a tattoo.
Assuage Aaron's fears of how I was doing.
See the track marks on this woman's arm. Holy fuck. It looks like Union Station.
What are the odds that you two people paired up at 640 would, in such a short period of time,
1 in 25.
experience?
Actually,
You asked. I'm the gambler. Yeah. I'm the Vegas guy.
Great. The one sponsor I don't have is a gambling sponsor.
Get one.
I got to get one here. But let me do this now, and we have a lot of ground here still to cover.
Yeah.
But
sorry, I didn't mean to go tangentially off of how terrible the Canadian healthcare system is.
Obviously, you've never listened to Toronto Mike because those tangents are where the gold is found. Okay, please tangent away, please. But how do we feel about cannabis in this room?
I was actually quite pleased when I think it was when I watched Kelly's from a couple of weeks ago that you have added a sponsor who I use on a regular basis. It's funny, in October we worked together in October. Was it 2018?
It was
2016, right?
That was legalized.
Yeah.
It was 2018, October 2018, and I was pregnant, so I had to pretend like I was partaking in the legalization day, and I lied about it.
She'd come to work and fall out of her car like Spicoli. Just clouds of shit in the chorus garage. Yeah, I'm saying, you got a baby, girl. What are you doing? And she gave me some jive stuff.
Is there a gift? Do you want to do a gift exchange now? I have gifts for you guys as well.
Anyway, kindling.
Yeah, shopkindling.ca.
The one at Eglinton and Laird is my guy.
Okay.
And every once in a while, if I'm too high when I accidentally order a pickup, and I have to phone them and say, can you please deliver this? I don't have a car.
It's free delivery.
Supriya, I got this last night, knowing I'd see you today, from Kindling. Joints. they're called, I think.
Oh, thank you. Wacky Tobacco cigarette.
Yeah. So there you go.
Okay, well, you know,
I love the kindling. I just wanted to say.
bless you for saying that. You get it in your possession. If you order it between 9 a.m. and 11 p.m., it'll be in your hands in under an hour, and that is
And you can track
free
it.
delivery. And you can track it like an Uber, and it's
Just great when you're high.
No, shout out. Thank you to shopkindling.ca for your support, and for you, Mike Stafford, for supporting a sponsor. So shopkindling.ca. Let me do the gifts real quick because it might get heavy again. But another new sponsor is Retro Festive, and Ty the Christmas guy sent over moose mugs for you too. So in front of you is a Clark Griswold official moose mug from National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
I'm going to have to watch this movie now.
You're going to have to drink some Great Lakes beer out of that.
I've never seen this movie.
Is that right?
Yep.
Oh, have you seen it, Supriya?
I mean, I haven't either, but I don't
That's
see
okay.
a lot because the
movie's not a sponsor.
Okay, my parents were Indian immigrants.
Yeah, there's no dancing
Yeah,
in it.
no, exactly.
Evil brother-in-laws.
Yeah, there we go.
A
But
young,
Papa, I love him.
Elaine Bennis is in that film.
Yeah.
You'll spot a lot of great moments in that film. So if you go to retrofestive.ca and you use the promo code FOTM, that stands for Friend of Toronto Mike. I'm here with a couple of great FOTMs. If you use that promo code, you save 10%. And this is big, and I hope you both take a note on this one. The 21st Toronto Mike listener experience, I call it TMLX21, is taking place the last Saturday of November, which is November 29 at noon at Palma's Kitchen in Mississauga. And we're taking over the second floor for a live recording, and everybody who comes out is invited to pop on the mic and say hi. But also, you can eat for free from Palma Pasta. I have a lasagna for you,
Yep.
each of you, a frozen lasagna from Palma Pasta. I know you love that. And I also will bring fresh craft beer to Palma's Kitchen, so you can have a beer. And the aforementioned Ty the Christmas guy will bring a gift for everybody. I understand the gift will be related to the movie A Christmas Story. Have you guys seen A Christmas Story?
That
I've seen
100
because
times.
it used to be on repeat on TBS. Remember, or Peachtree when they changed
Difficult to miss A Christmas
Yep.
Story. Okay, a lot of it filmed here too. So some in Cleveland and some here, I believe. But yeah, so that's all happening. TMLX 21. November 29th. If either of you or both of you showed up, I'd have to shut the whole thing down. Here's Mike Stafford and Supriya Dwivedi.
That's
Okay.
like Mavis Road area, right?
It's like, Mavis
Yeah.
and like Burnhamthorpe.
Yeah, been there.
Area.
Very nice.
it. What's the date again?
It's the last Saturday of November, which is November 29 at noon. And I should point out, there's no ticket required. You don't RSVP. You don't buy a ticket. You just show up, and then you eat, and you drink, and you get a gift, and you can pop on the mic or not. You can say hi. You know, what more do you
Oh,
want?
thank God, no scalping. I can't see Oasis. I can't see. Oh, shut up and stick it in your bucket hat. Hate Oasis.
I've missed these hot takes.
Oh,
I
yeah.
spent so much money going to that concert.
Did you
What
go?
did you spend? Like, what? Can you give me an idea? Because I've yet to spend more than $150 on a concert ticket. And
No, I can't say it. It's too embarrassing. I can't. But
is
what
it-
I will say, the reason why I thought it was okay to spend a ridiculous amount of money, and I'm like you, like I don't usually spend a lot of money on tickets, is that the summer of 2001, I think it would have been. Yeah, summer 2001, my then boyfriend at the time, Anoop, we got into a huge fight, and he made me a CD, because we used to do that back
Oh, yeah.
then, kids.
Yeah.
Where the whole thing, it was like, 12 or 14 tracks, however much you could put on a CD at the time, of just Don't Look Back in Anger over and over and over again. And so...
Was your nickname Sally? Did he call you?
No.
Mix CDs?
Can wait.
Mixed.
Back in my day, we did mix vinyl. We'd have to go out. We'd have to refine the oil,
What-
make the disc.
What was it? Beta? What was the in-between thing? Betamax? Was that?
No, 8-track.
8-track.
But you
8-track.
So, but the first
Cassette.
time you can make, is cassette tape. Is the first time you can make a mixtape, and that was my childhood. Was just making mixtapes, cassettes. Of course,
Hey,
I actually
spent-
have a cassette player back
I got to
there.
find out. I'm curious now
Yeah.
to see those wankers. Because I spent $850 to see Celine at Caesar's Palace.
Okay. Oh,
And I thought that
would've-
was
I would've-
embarrassing.
I would have done that. Yeah. Because,
Yeah.
but I'm from, she's
Yeah.
she's our people.
But did you, like me, yell out, "I love you, Celine"? And she went, "Oh my God." She looked out at me and stared at me.
Just you.
And went, like she'd never heard it before.
I know.
No, you spent more than $850?
More than $850.
Jeez.
I'm going to be like Jerry in the suede jacket. Keep going. Yeah.
Only you can't turn Liam Gallagher inside out.
You can try. That was too rich for my blood. But I got to get an update on that chorus lawsuit because I recently had Lorne Honickman back in the basement, and it always comes up. By the way, before we get the update on the chorus lawsuit, what do you think about this? Lorne Honickman thinks that his it was only public because I talked about it, I think, but the fact that he reached out to you, Mike Stafford, after one of your appearances here on Toronto Mike, to tell you that he could get you a lawyer on contingency because the time, I guess you have a 2-year period by which you have to, what is it? What's the name of the thing you did?
Works on contingency.
Works.
No money down.
No money down.
Right. Oh, I missed the Simpsons trivia on the drive home on 640 back in the day here.
Well, I'll go tell Ben Dixon that tomorrow.
We'll get to the radio stuff. But obviously, Lorne thinks that he stopped getting called to do fill-in work at 640 at that time.
No.
And he's tied these events together. What would you say to Lorne Honickman, who is definitely listening right now?
Okay, you know what, Lauren? I'm just guessing here. I would say no. But given the behavior of that cock-sucking corporation, can I say that?
You just did.
I would not be surprised. I would not be surprised because they were picking and choosing who would, whatever their mood was that day in corporate or the people team or whatever they called themselves. So I wouldn't be surprised if Lorne did get shut out of shifts.
It got on a shit list or whatever because he
we're
intervened
not going
here.
to work with him anymore.
What is the current status of this suit?
I have no clue other than I'm still waiting for the next discovery phase.
Do you know when that is?
No, he told Jody and I spoke to him because Jody was calling him every fucking week because she kept expecting like this should be easy. This should be easy.
Oh, your lawyer.
Yeah. And
Lorne.
my lawyer told us, he said that one, there's the huge backlog in the courts still from COVID, and two, he said I've never seen a company fight as an employment lawyer fight the way they seem to be fighting you on this.
So we just wait for this next step, but we don't know when that will be.
I have no idea. My last name doesn't rhyme with Derringer, so shit's not getting done. That's all I'll say on that.
Are you following at all the Human Rights Tribunal that Jennifer Valentine has against Cora?
Absolutely. You?
I mean, if I'm being honest, no.
Oh, I mean, I'm not actively seeking.
Yeah.
But like that radio.
If you're not on the Zoom, apparently there's a Zoom you could jump.
Oh, I'm not that.
No, but you're reading whatever the CBC.
Or no, with the yellow board posts.
Yeah, well,
that kind of thing.
Right, they get all their stuff, I think, from CBC. But what you guys worked in the same building as John Derringer, like.
So I'm avoiding that. I expect at some point I might be called, so I've been purposefully not paying attention and tuning out.
Wouldn't you be on a list yet? Like, isn't there a list? Because I know Maureen Holloway, for example, she's on a list.
There are. I was on some sort of list that's been postponed, so I just want to,
not talk about it.
Yeah.
Well, we can move. We can totally not.
But staff can talk.
I got
about
no
it.
list, and
Staff
I got
can talk
really
about
no
it, yeah.
opinion.
Are you on a list, Mike Stafford?
Other than I saw this happen at the end and again, and I was there a lot longer than Supriya.
But what did you see happen?
Women crying. That usually tells me something. Just saying.
Yeah.
Whispers, shit like that. No personal issue with John. We got along great at the urinal because that's the only time I ever socialized with him.
Do you socialize at urinals? Is that what men do?
Oh, yeah.
Women get all you girlfriends
You
have to
usually get
go
a
in
how's it
pairs
hanging,
and
and you say,
all the
it's
time.
going all right, bud. How you doing?
Yeah. Oh, no, this is where the dicks hang out. That kind of stuff.
But like dick out, you're talking to one another?
Yeah.
Okay, all right, sure, whatever.
Now, eyes forward,
Oh,
sunshine.
fair.
Come
okay,
on.
yeah, all right.
Well, no, the joke is you wouldn't take a look, but you'd say, I didn't know you had such a massive hog, buddy. Like, shut out the girth.
I don't hang on Church Street.
I was looking for the response there. So you would see
Woody
women.
and Firkin?
So we're talking about like women who are part of the morning show. Because you were there a long time. Because you were.
I saw it with Andrea. I saw it with Maureen. I saw it with Jen. I know Supriya can't. Again, I didn't pay that much attention, but I knew shit was going down. The thing is, with our business, and I don't think it's changed. I think it's even worse now. It's everybody for themselves. So you kind of focus on what the shit you're dealing with, and believe me, there was always shit going down at 640. I didn't have the time of day to worry that much about what was going on at Q. Never mind CFNY. They had their own crap going on with their dysfunctional morning
Right.
Dean men. So anyway, that's all I got to say about.
So you're
Jen. I
nothing
wish
is
her
surprising
luck. I wish her luck.
Okay, I think it's February when they pick that up, I think.
Well, this is going on longer than the Mississauga train derailment inquiry.
Yeah, I think it's February. I think Maureen Holloway said that it's coming back in February. That's what I heard. But all right, Supriya knows the law, so if we, she knows enough to when to be
talking
quiet.
guy. Yeah.
Phil Hartman. I just watched, not too recently, but fairly recently, I watched Pee-wee as himself. Did anyone here catch the documentary about
Yep.
Paul Rubens? Okay, so two things strike me there. One is that I found it to be a wonderful documentary. I don't know what your thoughts are on Pee-wee as himself.
Yeah, I thought it was a very good documentary. I know what you're getting at is the Hartman dynamic.
Yes, that I find it interesting when because of how close they were in giving birth to Pee-wee's Playhouse, etc. But that basically once Phil goes to SNL, Saturday Night Live, they don't talk again. Like that's it for that. Relationship's done.
I couldn't figure out, who the bad guy was in that either. Was it Pee-wee pissed that Phil got that gig?
I felt like that might be more it, but I don't know, obviously, more than what Paul Rubens shared. But I feel like that was it. Paul was sort of, that Phil left the Pee-wee.
Well, let's also face it. Phil did not get caught in a Florida theater watching a mattress actress and having a wank.
That is true.
Phil did not do that.
But Phil left before that, right? Like Phil's off to SNL before the theater incident.
I think Phil got in 88.
Okay.
And I think the theater thing happened, 90, 91?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, and I think Pee-wee was having problems because his Big Adventure 2 was a
Big Top
disaster. Big Top.
Yeah, it was terrible.
Disaster.
Because he directed it himself. Because
Yeah.
Tim Burton directed his first.
And you can
full
tell
movie.
because it's freaking delightful.
Yeah, absolutely. Night and day, those two films. Night and day. But high recommend for Pee-wee as himself, and I only thought of it
Are you
because.
not cold?
I'm freezing.
Yeah, like cold.
Okay, I can turn up the heat.
I'm
Like I think it's
joking.
because
No,
it's a basement.
it's fine.
the heat
I'll-
rises. I learned that in grade 10 science there. So I can totally turn up the heat. But I'm wondering if you two wouldn't mind revisiting because how much you both love 640. So the timelines, and I know Supriya, when you and I talked about these timelines, you were kind of not confused, but
No, I was confused. I
because
forgot.
you
I was
Stafford
pregnant,
broke his
and then
neck.
Staff broke his neck, and because what I forget is that I was on mat leave for a chunk of it, and then I came back for a bit, and then you got very hurt.
Yep.
And that's what I think my chronology was off. Yeah.
And so I decided I had to do a little digging here. I went to a great resource called TorontoMike.com. I'm like, what happened when? Supriya, you quit in, I think
December
maybe
2020.
Yeah, December 2020. Like maybe December 1st. I don't know. That's when it hit the public. Anyway, you, Mike Stafford, were fired in June 2021.
Well, let's back up. I came back December 7th, about a week after you'd left.
Right.
I came back full-time
Well,
December.
you popped in to say goodbye to
On
me
the phone.
on the phone.
On the phone, yeah.
Okay. So what is it like coming back to 640 the week after your co-host Supriya Dwivedi has left and was very public with why she
It was
left?
completely weird. Nobody knew what to do. The place was a mess. It was just who works here, who doesn't work here, who works from home, who doesn't, who am I working with today, who am I working with tomorrow. But I was just happy to be back to work. I mean, I missed obviously Supriya, and I was pissed at what had happened. But
We have a great genuine affection for each other. I think that gets
Yeah.
sometimes doesn't always permeate to the 640 listenership. I used to find it funny when people assumed that like I would get messages, random people would message me and be like, you got him fired. I was like, bitch, I already left, first of all. Second of all, like, what are you talking about?
That's my
like, I
sister.
love him.
Well, that's a good point, though, because the P slur was the final straw. Is that fair to say in the Teams chat?
yeah, no, absolutely, completely. Although to me, the stupid Apu slur
Right, on
thing
Twitter.
was just stupid.
and the other thing, and I said this when I was on with him.
Yeah.
I don't know if you heard, but my thing was like, let's talk about it. Like, let's have it.
Let's
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm fucking Indian. Like, what are we talking about here?
They dropped
didn't-
so much asbestos on that fire.
Yeah.
And it was Adrienne Batra said to me, we were having a smoke. Remember, she used to tape with us, and she said, "You're so goddamn lucky this happened in July.
Yeah.
Otherwise, because Canada Land they wouldn't drop it, they wouldn't give it up. But then it just did burn out.
Adrian's how I found out any of that had happened to begin with, because nobody told me. I think I said that too. Like, it was just
the P word thing was every day Ford would hold the news conference. That morning, June the 2nd, 2021, I had done an interview with somebody in Oxford. They had just started with the renaming of the variants,
right,
taking away the geographical locations of them.
Yeah.
Right.
That afternoon, there's our friend Doug Ford. And we were all on teams at the time. We'd always kind of like play together, watching.
Was it Teams or was it Trello? Remember Trello?
No, it was Teams.
You got to post in Trello.
Trello. Oh, God.
Check Trello.
Check Trello. And we'd always be having fun about, they'd be making fun of Doug Ford's weight,
right,
how much he's sweating today, whatever. They're news people, and it's a bullshit time for everybody. But anyway, he starts in about the Indian variant. And I'm sitting there and I'm watching this with Jody. I'm saying, I just did this interview. And you can just tell that this is 1975 Brampton Doug.
right.
Oh yeah, the Indian variant. Oh yeah, the curry variant. The aloo variant.
Chicken tikka masala.
So then I went on to, everyone's making jokes about Doug, and I thought, I did the joke, the $5. He's going to mention the P word.
Yeah.
And whatever, signed off Teams. Phone call. Jeff Story, my boss. Mike, take that down. I know what you meant. I know what you were trying to mean. Take that down. Okay,
He said I knew what you were trying to mean?
Completely.
Okay.
I knew what you were trying to joke. I knew it was a joke, what you were trying to say. So I took it down, but I knew immediately, I'm dead. I am fucking dead. 5 o'clock, 5:30, whatever. He calls again, only he's got HR on the line, the people team. You are suspended with pay. We're going to have an investigation. There's been a complaint about a racist slur that you wrote, blah, 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 blah. They did an interview with me on the Friday. This happened on the Wednesday. On the Friday, they did an interview with me. At the end of it, the HR woman said to me, all right, I just want to let you know, Mike, that your job is in serious jeopardy. There's a strong reality that you're not going to be with Chorus Entertainment. My suspension was going to expire the next Wednesday. Phone call at 9 a.m. Jeff was on the line, HR. Fired for cause. And I told them I was trying to make a stupid joke. They kept pushing the fact, did you know who was on that Teams chat? Did you know? Yeah, I know Jason Chapman was. He hated my guts. Whatever.
Correct.
Sheba.
Okay, here's what I will say. She is also Pakistani. What do you want her to say?
Oh, completely. But
Did you guys ever overlap?
We had never met. I had never shooken her hand or shook her hand.
Yeah, shaken.
I don't know.
Shook her hand.
Shaken.
But yes, I did not know at the time. No connection.
So, yeah, but if you have no connection to you, because if I didn't know you, I'd be like, you're a fucking dick.
Yeah.
That's part of the problem, is that you're lovable. And once you do know you do know that you're trying to make a dumb joke.
That is part of the problem, Staff, because you're a funny guy. You're a very funny guy, and you've got this, if you know Mike Stafford's sense of humor. I always felt like you maybe forgot that the average person who was going to see it isn't as smart as you guys. Like it's a smart joke. I think it's a clever, smart joke.
But I don't even think it's a smart thing. I think you have to know it's like you got to know him to know that there's no malice because and again, not to typecast. But if you're a talk radio guy, your colleagues don't give your kind the best reputation, right? And so almost, and this is what I would say to people constantly, is that half of what Staff used to do was kind of like an original Colbert Report-esque of you're holding up a mirror to the absurdity that is the dashboard pounding radio, you know what I mean? And I'd be like, but no, I get, what are you talking about? And it was one of the first times that we had, they just paired us because I think Gurns was sick or something, right? And you had come in for a couple of shows or something like that.
Our first show you and I worked together was
the Vegas shoot.
The Vegas shooting. It was a great morning.
I remember that.
Well, what's our next topic, Supriya? What were the odds of last night's Vegas shooting? It was, oh my God.
This is what I mean about the jokes, right?
Yeah.
Like, so I again, and I will say this. It's like, you know, and I'm not going to re-say her name because I don't want people to then attack this woman on Twitter who I have deep affection.
The staff heads don't need to get their knives out.
No, because I have deep affection and respect for her.
Right.
Is that she didn't know you. So again, if you don't know you, fine.
Yeah.
Chapman did know you.
Oh, no.
So it's like, that's the difference, I think. Like,
no, he.
So anyway, I'll let you continue.
I was just going to say that was something that he wanted to happen with the first transgression.
Yeah.
Can I ask a dumb question about the P word?
Mm-hmm.
If you put like an asterisk in there instead of spelling out the name, does that change? You think, does that change?
I mean, it shouldn't.
No, I mean, you take out one G, it becomes a river.
Yeah. But I do think there is probably, I bet you in like corporate HR speak, there probably would have perhaps been a nuance there that they would have accepted.
There were 100 other jokes I could have done that day. That was the one. They wanted rid of me anyway. They got the salary savings because I hear they're hurting a bit right now.
Yeah, I did read something about that actually. But it is good that it still exists, right? Because if the company ceased to exist in some form, then they don't have to pay you a penny. But the fact that there actually still is a core,
but they're reorganizing.
Like the fact is that at least this suit that you don't know when it's going to end.
But legally, what will happen when the current shareholders, or however they're going to work this out, are going to become the debt holders? I have no idea.
Well, as long as they don't pay you in stock, you might be okay. But who knows when? Ben, you just have to outlive this thing.
Well, I just know other good people went through the same shit I did, like Troy Reeb, John Derringer. Oh, wait, stop. But
I'm just laughing at his paying you out in stock. It's like Kramer with the pennies.
Lying in the calzone.
Todd Gack.
But back to the P word just for a moment. I always, I do a lot of these conversations. Like just like when I had Rashmi Nair here the other day, I was thinking in my conversation with Priya, like I get these flashbacks of these moments.
Rashmi and I have never met, eh? Is that?
Well, I know because your afternoon drive on one station, then morning on the other. I could see that totally happening. But you would love each other because you're both bright, fun people.
We're both brown. Is that it?
No, wasn't even thinking that.
Oh, sure.
But I wasn't even thinking that. What I'm thinking of is Wendy Mesley, okay? And it's funny that because we talked about Maureen Holloway earlier, and they have this Substack called Women of Ill Repute. Okay, so but Wendy Mesley, who by most accounts was a well-regarded journalist on CBC for decades, people will talk about her using an N-word in an internal meeting. Like, so she and the context was so similar to Stafford's story, I think, in a way that, like, Stafford used a P slur as a pretending that ignorant Doug Ford was using that term because but knowing it's inappropriate, but that was part of the joke, which is too cool for school, if you will. But Wendy Mesley, in her internal show meeting, said the N-word, but she didn't say the N-word. She said the N-word, where I feel like if she had just said what I just said, the N-word, it wouldn't have become grounds to remove her from the program. Yeah,
but I mean, I think, and Stafford was kind of diplomatically alluding to this a little bit, but I think if there are forces within an organization that already think you perhaps should step aside, or it's your, you know what I mean?
So
then
you basically made
whatever.
Yeah, I'm sorry for interrupting, but they make your Stafford made their job easier. Like
and I knew that's my genetic makeup. So they were just
waiting for you to slip
up. My genetic, he's going to fuck up.
I thought it was Irish. What the fuck?
Stupid 23andMe. You know how much that cost me?
Yeah. I told you that was a scam from the jump, and now, by the way, some debt collector owns your DNA.
Yes, absolutely.
Billion the Cloniosaurus.
If you have a family member who's a serial killer, they're gonna figure it out now.
That's where the fun is going to be with this stuff now, this genetic forensic stuff. But what were we talking about? Oh, you mentioned Wendy Mesley.
Yeah.
I've read here and there. There's a lot of internal crap going on at the CBC, as you pointed out.
Yeah.
Right.
But also, I think there was also a sense that Wendy might have had, and I've met Wendy a couple of times, is that she felt she had the gravitas and the years and the experience that she could say that in a meeting and people would accept it.
Yeah, in the context, of course, is that was
and
the
the
name
context
of something.
completely, yeah.
Right. So it's not like she wasn't using it.
Well, it's in a
slur.
Lennon song. It's a great Quebecois book.
It is, yeah.
I mean, Howard Stern used to say it. I know back in the 80s, yeah.
I watched Pulp Fiction the other night.
Yeah, Tarantino said it.
It's like you gotta know your audience.
Yeah.
You gotta know, you know what I mean? And I think the other thing is, again, like if there aren't these forces within an organization that, I gotta be honest, like I could get away with a lot. I'm a lovable scamp.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
So but it's like you got to know your limits and you got to know your audience and you got to know.
Chappelle can get away with the word. Kramer can't.
Well,
That's for sure.
Yeah.
So you know.
But okay, so I know you said a name, but I'm not
this
going
is very
to
good.
say the name. Okay, so that's
the Donna.
The Donna again. So this is Fair Weather, not a sponsor, but they are a friend of Great Lakes, and they were on the Between Two Fermenters podcast. So the young woman there gifted me some cans, and I honestly can run to my fridge in 10 seconds. Where are you at? I gotta lay these out.
I'm fine. I just
Your-
opened this
your,
one. Yeah.
Canuck Pale Ale there because
I'm
these
just
guys
watching
are
Supriya's tracks bleed.
I mean, can you tell that neither of us drove here?
But if there's somebody, enjoy yourselves. Okay, but if somebody has it out for Mike Stafford, and then we're talking like you're not here, and Mike gives them the here it is on a platter.
All I'm saying is that if I was still there, I don't think the way things would have played out are the same set of events.
Well, that's interesting.
Obviously, you cannot prove this counterfactual with any certainty, right? It's a completely hypothetical. I'm just saying I don't.
So Supreme Court works now.
Like I don't. I mean, it's always sort of worked that way. Do you
know.
want to get into this ruling?
No, stop it. I'm Brian Lilly.
No, please no. Like it's like anyway.
Okay, can someone explain one story to me?
Yeah.
Because I've been getting dumber and dumber for the past 4 years, being off radio, and I've tried to keep away. Rest in peace, Jody. My Fox News life is over because she was a huge consumer of that shit.
She was. It was amazing. We used to have the best conversations about it.
Oh, and you were so right about it. It put her in a bad mood.
It did.
It put her in a bad mood. But this one story, can someone explain it to me? Why am I supposed to give a flying, ironically, fuck about dead ostriches?
Yeah.
Why? I mean,
I have actually stayed so far away from that story. Well,
you've been ingratiating yourself with the Modi government as always.
As always.
As always.
The best part is that there are people right now in the Prime Minister's office that are not pleased with me by pointing out. And it's just so funny because that's how I've always been with the Modi government. So, yeah. I don't know.
The ostrich thing.
But bird flu's bad. We know this, right?
H5N1?
Yeah.
Not good.
No.
Kill it.
We don't want it. So I don't know.
Why is Ezra Levant and Joe Warmington and
RFK Jr. and like a Dr. Oz, because now he's in the mix some reason.
Oz is in the ostrich mix?
You know, they say it has less fat, but you eat more of it.
Oh, man. Oh, okay. So there's no answer to why should I care?
No, but do you have an answer? Are you steeped in this?
I'm barely following it.
I'm getting a sense it's a Rebel News continuation of the Ottawa, let us be free men of the land.
I guess, yeah. And
don't touch our ostriches.
My whole thing is that if you have, you know, whether it's livestock or in this case ostriches, whatever.
But if they were beavers or loons or bears or something, ostriches, it's hardly even a Canadian. If you're going to call Don Cherry, I could get it.
You're not. It's not even a moose or a beaver,
exactly,
or something that represents us.
You people,
we need to protect old stock animals.
Yes. Pure land.
No, but I get what you're saying. If it was a Canada goose, for example, we'd have it's Canada in the name of the goose.
Actually, I don't think anyone would cry about a Canada goose thing, but anyway,
tangents on tangents.
I do enjoy witnessing you two. You have a good rapport, and I feel like this would make a good radio show.
Well, we had one once, I think.
We did. You know what? It worked really well. We had incredible Heather. She had her own loss too with Gracie, which was very sad because I know that was her baby.
Yeah.
Shaggy Dave. I think
Yeah.
he's the last one there. I had lunch with Patrick.
Oh, nice. How's he?
He's great. I thought he still worked there because it's still on the frickin' website.
He's not?
No, he was let go the same day
Kelly's on that website.
the same day Kelly was. Yeah, Kelly is
she's
still
on that website as an on-air person.
Yeah, someone was complaining about that on the yellow board. But yeah, he was let go the same day as Kelly and Tina when they basically blew out another 9 people. But I don't know who's their lineup now.
Well, I mean, Ben Mulrooney's there, right? So it's Greg Brady for sure.
Yep, an Oasis fan, I hear.
Yeah, that's right. He took the day off, I think, to go to that concert. You got Ben Mulrooney. You still got Alex Pearson, and you got what's his face? It was the Afternoon Drive. He's been there forever. Oakley. Yeah, of course.
Okay.
And Oakley took over for Humble and Fred back in 2000. Whenever Humble and Fred quit
I
to
was
go
there.
to Mix 99.9. Yeah. Well, yeah, and you're there, right? Because of your not but you're a great broadcaster, but I'm sure it it didn't work against you that your good friend Fred Patterson was in the building.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That worked in your favor. Okay, we're going back. So I'm curious what Supriya's up to these days. Like, what can you share with us about what's occupying your professional time these days, Supriya?
I write for the Toronto Star. I write for the National Observer. I'm on Power and Politics. I do a weekly hit with Real Talk with Ryan Jesperson.
I stopped using Real Talk because he put it in the title of his show, and then I felt like it was his now. But I used to use, you might remember this as a listener, Mike, Real Talk, because Strombo came over in the early days, and we were talking about Martin Streak passing, and then it got very emotional, and he said, that's Real Talk or something like that. And then I picked up that to use it. So for Toronto Mike, hashtag Real Talk for a long time. And then this show, Ryan.
But it's like a
I know,
common
but it
thing
felt like this.
Say.
I know. Okay. It's like I didn't own Real Talk, and it's not even a complaint.
It's like when they reformat a show just by adding an exclamation mark. Ooh.
And no, not meant to be a complaint at all. I didn't own it. It wasn't mine. It was there before me. But I did consciously stopped using Real Talk because I felt like another podcast was using it more prominently. Yeah. And then I said, well, that person
Ryan's
has
very good,
now.
by the way.
He is. He's really good.
Where's he based?
Edmonton.
He was the one fired because he was apparently against Daniel Smith?
It was just allegedly Jason Kenney, but yes.
Oh, it's Kenny. Sorry.
Yeah.
They look so much alike.
I know, it's true.
So you do a weekly...
He doesn't see gender. That's how woke he is now.
It's good to see you laughing. Like, I'm a big staff head
Tears
here.
of a clown, brother. Tears of a clown.
Like, you've been through such shit the last few years, and here you are laughing, enjoying a beer, having a great chat with your...
it was a great, lovely tribute from Kelly Cotrera that you sent me on Instagram as well. She said, one of the reasons I wanted to go to 640 was Mike, and the way he used to work with Ryan and Patrick, and the relationship I had with it was my favorite time. My absolute, that's why I said to you, I think my first visit, there's no way in hell I'm going to work a morning show. Right. And then 2 years later.
You did tell me that. Yeah.
But, they came to me. I think we can be honest about this.
Can we? Sure.
As best we can.
I don't know. No.
They came to me and said...
I'm going to do one of these. Okay, go.
Okay.
No, I'm just adjusting my
She's
hair.
braiding her hair.
She's getting very comfortable.
Yeah.
They came to me and said, look, we want to mix it up a bit. We think you and Supriya have a good sound together. Because I was kind of like... I guess they said to me that she and Matt are maybe too close in age. So it's like, turn to Methuselah here. And all of a sudden I'll have the... young Indian girl doing the Bollywood dance. What the hell?
But I think what really, because to be fair, I think we were originally sort of paired because like Gurns was either off or sick or whatever, but there were a couple of shows that he wasn't going to be around for. And I had suggested, I was like, Staff and I always have like pretty good chats when we do the switcheroo when you were going to come in for 9. And I remember at the time it was Nathan Smith and he was like, oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
But it was like he was surprised even that we got along so well.
Because he didn't know the first time we met, I gave you a pot cookie.
You did.
And you said to me, do you believe in hugs?
Yeah.
Some bullshit HR kind of like...
You need consent.
I need consent beforehand.
Sign here, here, and here.
I put my appendages around your torso.
Yeah. I gave him a hug.
That's how, we...
HR be damned.
HR be damned. Oh, we're dead now.
Well, what can they do now, really?
Oh, shame. Shame. Tardy, they'll call us.
Yeah, exactly.
But Mike, when they made you the offer to team up with Supriya doing the morning show,
Yeah.
I have to assume, what can you tell us about the increase in
Zero.
compensation?
I asked the same.
But how can that be
funny?
true?
I asked the same question.
But no, I mean, I've never been, I've never worked in radio, but I've been led to believe all the money's in mornings.
It is, and it should be.
Yep. And in my case, it wasn't, because they had taken really good care of me. Because just after Mojo got started and then sort of died,
Sure.
they stole Humble and Fred.
Yeah, Mix 99.9.
And they brought Oakley in, and
Right.
they were terrified because I was doing very well in the afternoons.
Yeah.
So they came to me with my first ever contract, 30 years in the business. So I had been doing very well up until I started doing mornings. So when they said to me, there's really no extra money, okay, fine, I'm good.
So is it possible that in addition to the enticing wonder that would be co-hosting with Supriya, but like you can check this off your list, okay? Radio veteran Mike Stafford. I mean, you were doing news on Pete and Gates, etc. But now I'm going to host a morning show.
Yeah.
Like check mark. Like that's
It was
sort
a
of
check. Absolutely.
A lot of radio guys are like, that is the goal.
Absolutely. And to make up, quite honestly, this is the part I miss so much about the job. And I know you guys on the big yellow radio board, Bill the shill, Stafford's the whore. I miss the endorsements.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
You know why? Because it's my pillow.
My pillow. This poor woman sitting next to me, 307 days a year she traveled, even when she was working. And the number of lost luggages, but she always had that fucking My Pillow, and we heard about it every goddamn morning. And why did we? Because it paid amazing, didn't it?
It did. It paid off my law school debt.
Okay, well, I have a note. I'm looking at it now here that I'm supposed to ask you, what compensation did you receive for the My Pillow endorsements? Like, this is a question that came in.
$322,000. They held the check for 15 days because it was on a U.S. bank.
But you paid your tuition?
It was good money for
Yeah, it was good money. It was good money.
For
like,
basic-
I, like,
But
I
it has
honestly
to be good
forget.
money because you
I
all
don't-
look
I-
ridiculous doing it.
Of
Like,
course we do. And like, look, but in fairness to all of us, the My Pillow guy wasn't who he was then
Right.
as he is now,
Oh,
right?
he's a fascist Nazi.
well, would that make a difference
Well, yes, it would for me.
for Supriya? Would it make a difference for staff?
Come see, come sa, like the Spanish
What's
say.
the joke I heard about something? Like if what is it? If I can't remember now, but if ISIS started a comedy club or whatever, like comedians would be like,
I mean, Al Qaeda was just at the White House,
Yeah,
so
right.
it's not
No,
that
it's
far
like-
off.
But like, we just saw all these comics go to Saudi Arabia or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, it just seems like this is an era. It seems like we're living in an era of like money trumping, pun intended, trumping
Oh, yeah.
ethics and morals.
Well, have you listened to popular music? It ain't about love anymore.
It's not about love anymore.
mic
so,
drop.
do you have My Pillows? Like, I mean, it's like,
Jody had a My Pillow. And actually, to be fair,
Yeah.
it was the one you gave me.
Yeah.
When you, I sort of got, I wouldn't say you handed me the account, you kind of threw it at me.
like what?
Including a pillow. And it was not a bad, was it worth $100? God, no. But it wasn't a bad pillow. It's just
Did you, Supriya, use a My Pillow?
Yeah. At the time I did.
Sure.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
it was,
yeah.
okay.
the travel pillow was the
I just wondered if you eat your own dog food because I mean,
I mean, you get it. So yeah, like why
Yeah.
not? Like, I don't know. And,
No, it's
and-
the same with Jiffy.
yeah.
They would, John Moore on CFRB
Right.
had Jiffy over to clean dog prints off his window. That's the script they give you. That's the taking it up the what they give you,
right.
just to give the ad,
Sure.
But I was doing the lawyer stuff as well, and I will say,
I only went to Lior Samfiru. I know that.
I can do it publicly as Lior and Sivan. Thank you. They were so sweet after Jody passed, getting in contact with arrangements and stuff like that. So
They are very good people.
yeah, they are amazing people.
Yeah.
But they also paid well.
See, this is the inside stuff I love. I think this
Yeah.
is why Toronto Mike exists. At some
Well,
point, a
people
radio
who-
person's going to tell me what they got for
Because
My
it was
Pillow
Bill
endorsement.
Carroll they used to call him Bill the Shill, right?
Right, yes.
You don't understand. First of all, compared to what Derringer was, he didn't do a lot of stuff because they
He
couldn't
didn't need
afford.
to.
Yeah,
Right.
You didn't need to.
Yeah.
Plus, you want me Saturday at Home Depot for 3 hours?
Yeah.
That's going to cost you $10,000.
Yeah.
I'm
What
still
$1 trillion bill?
I'm still processing what I think is a mind blow in this episode, Staff, is, and I don't use that term lightly, you know that. I think the fact that you went from afternoons to mornings with zero bump in compensation, I think a lot of people, including people who know you personally, assumed that's when you got the big radio money.
Because I did it.
Because you already had the radio money. Like, just that it's a mind blow.
It was an afternoon. He was 9 to noon and then did the morning, right? Yeah.
I just...
I did afternoons. God, I was there 20
Well,
years.
I know when I had my commute, which is 100 years ago now, I would hear you do like Simpsons trivia.
Yeah, I did 2 to 6.
No, I know you did. I just say, like,
Yeah.
by the time I moved to Toronto and like
Right.
6:40
I was 9 to noon.
he was 9 to noon. I've only
Because
ever known him as a
Oakley
9 to noon
left.
guy.
Do we know why Oakley left mornings for afternoon drive? Is that something we?
Because
should
he
know?
wouldn't listen to a damn thing they told him to do.
His ratings were also not great.
No.
These are publicly available information.
An extremely loyal and very vocal listenership.
Right.
That's how I found out Pizzagate was a thing.
Oh, geez.
Was because when Gurney and I started, we were getting bombarded with emails about why aren't you talking about this, pizza parlor in D.C. where Hillary Clinton and John Podesta.
With the basement that doesn't exist.
Yeah, with the basement that doesn't exist because he was indulging that he's the OG disinformation peddler.
Yeah, no, and to John's credit, he was very clever with it too because he never actually
Said it. He'd let either Lou
Bingo.
or a caller say it and not refute it.
One of his panels
Good
and
for
stuff
him.
like that. Yeah, absolutely. And, more power to him. But anyway, I got to take another break, guys. Sorry.
No, go.
This
I
is-
mean, we're plying
I'm gonna
you.
ask
We're
Supriya something
plying
here,
you
and then-
with GBL stuff.
And then when
so-
you get back, right, and then if you want more staff, let me know. I can run up and get you more. But we'll send you home with some for sure. Let me quickly do this, Supriya. I want to give some love
Sit up straight.
to Doug Mills. He's the man at Blue Sky Agency, and you can write Doug. His email address is doug@blueskyagency.ca, and you can ask Doug about creative and dynamic work environments. There's a whole, this, Supriya. Return to the office is a thing. I hear footsteps upstairs because this is the one day of the week my wife can work from home, but it wasn't long ago. She was working 5 days a week from home. Okay, this is the way the way of the world in 2025. But if you need dynamic and creative work environments, Doug Mills is your man. I mentioned Silent. You can ask him more. Again, doug@blueskyagency.ca. Also, shout out to Ridley Funeral Home. Brad Jones at Ridley Funeral Home has a great podcast called Life's Undertaking. Subscribe and enjoy. And speaking of great podcasts, thank you, Nick Iones. I hope to see you at TMLX 21 on November 29th. So, Priya, is there any chance you'd show up at TMLX 21?
Yeah,
There's a chance?
Yeah.
Greater than zero?
I was going to say, because I'm not here the weekend of the 21st. I'm actually in Edmonton doing stuff with Ryan Jesperson. But yeah, I'm around the 29th. So
Do you like Edmonton?
if I'm being honest, I've only ever really been there as a kid, which I don't think counts. You know what I mean?
No, that does not count.
Yeah, so I haven't been there as like an adult. So I'm very much looking forward to it.
Okay, my wife is from Edmonton, and I'll be curious to what you think of wonderful.
I mean, I've only
Edmonton,
ever
Alberta.
heard good things. So I'm from Montreal, so I'm very into.
I hear the
like,
addresses
smaller,
are weird.
gritty-
Like I live at 10,322 138th Street.
Oh, yeah, there's the numbers I've heard.
It's like fucking binary.
It's they're big on the
Dewey
numbers over there.
Decimal System.
No one said there'd be math on this here. So to complete that thought, though, Nick Iones, I hope to see you on November 29th. Nick has 2 great podcasts. His most recent guest on Building Success is actually the aforementioned Steve Paikin. So there's a great chat. And there was a Building Toronto Skyline with Jennifer McKelvey, speaking of Mark Carney's Liberal government and what they plan to do to get more homes built in this country. So Nick had a great conversation with Jennifer about that. So subscribe and enjoy all that. Quick thoughts, if you don't mind, on the AI slop that I'm wading through so often. Quick story that applies to you, Mike Stafford, is that fairly recently, Google's got an AI tool, and I asked that Google AI tool about who is Toronto Mike or something like that, and it told me that Toronto Mike was Mike Stafford, who started. Who was fired from radio at 640 and then started Toronto Mike.
That's
This
the way
was the
it died.
answer.
Yeah, that's
Sounds
me.
about right.
Yeah.
Like, so, and then I wrote about it on TorontoMike.com, which, by the way, everything written on TorontoMike.com, not AI generated. It's all coming out of
Did
me
the
still,
AI
but-
generation also? My fake middle name for you was always Michael Francis Stafford.
What's that?
Maybe. Well, here's the thing, though.
But It just seemed like a very.
At least I got to be Pope.
It's like an Irish-ish,
Yeah, sure.
middle. I was like, so
Very
anytime
Catholic.
he did something, I was like, Michael Francis Stafford.
You and your multi-armed deities
I
laughing at the Catholics.
What we do.
Got to have
Yeah.
Pope middle name. Yeah,
But-
Leo. Francis Leo.
The problem, as I see it, forget all these awful images and songs we're getting that's coming out of AI software, but the actual facts that people are getting from AI, in my experience, are often false. Wrong. Like, and to me, it just starts to become a snake eating its tail, and more bullshit leads to more bullshit. And people, like, at some point, I mean, I personally don't trust any of it, because if a little bit of it is fake, like, I don't know what the fake is and what the real
Well, the
is.
scary part for me now, Supriya, is, and you used to call it TLDR.
Yeah,
Too long
too
didn't
long
read.
didn't read.
Yeah, from Reddit. Yeah.
Now you get that with every Google search. Here's the AI précis.
Yeah.
Right.
Now, as you say about the getting stuff wrong, I know when shit's shit. Usually it has one of those M dashes before and after. But in reality, Star Trek Generations was more than it was an unveiling of God's face. I know that's AI crap, but in terms of actual facts, it's tough, because I know the World Book, I know geography.
Yeah. Well, you were on Jeopardy, for goodness
History,
sake.
exactly. But when it comes to current events, I can't keep up, man. I don't know.
But if you can't trust back in the day, we checked our sources.
But this is a problem, right? And I mean, and it's a problem that governments are okay with allowing to proliferate, and I don't know why, but that is the space that we're in. Like,
I think they're scared.
But they're scared because they're a bunch of pussies, to be honest.
Yeah.
And it's because the Trump administration came in, all of the billionaires, the 7 billionaires that control our entire information ecosystem, lined up behind him and are okay with, getting their knees bruised or whatever to pay their respects to the regime. And governments, whether it's our current government or, leadership in the EU or the UK or wherever, they've all folded.
And all these tech companies have to do is just bring out another feature. Oh my God, I can do this in my stories now. Completely ignoring
A
all
new
of
hat.
that.
It's like Malibu Barbie and the new hat.
But she has a new hat.
Yeah.
But it is this is a huge problem, and to
I
your
think it's
point
a huge problem.
about the accuracy of it.
Yeah.
Like, I think AI generated articles on the internet surpassed human generated articles in like late 2024 or something like that. So like more shit begets more shit, right?
Yeah.
It's like garbage in, garbage out exponentially, and it's a huge
Tell
problem.
me you guys can both figure out, if you're reading like a stupid article about the TV show MASH, that this has not been written by a human
There are
being.
cues
Yeah.
along there are
Like the dashes and the over dramatic,
the way it's
purple
written and
prose.
stuff. I can
This
usually
is the
tell it's
second
generated by
time
AI.
You've denigrated M
dash,
dashes.
yeah.
I'll say.
What do you have against
I've
M dashes?
been using the M dash before Chat GPT was a thing. Okay.
Okay. It's in Gravenhurst,
And
1983.
also, I
Yes,
don't have
dear.
to tell you. I know you guys are both two very bright people, but the average Joe, the average Jane out there isn't putting in the work to really to look at the source and to check
But
and
they
see is
shouldn't
this
have
real.
to put in the work.
Right.
This is what I will argue. I don't think an average Joe, average Jane, average Jagdish, whatever, that's Indian, or Jerry,
Hey, Ma, she's making up stuff.
I don't think they should have to actually do that. Like, this is it's 2025. Like, we should have accurate information.
But we've both been out of this business for 4 years.
Yeah.
How the hell do you you have to take a side. You have to you can't do a balanced show. I used to try to show some balance. You can't do that anymore, can you?
I mean, I think you can, but the question is, what is balance? And so
Yeah.
is the balance that you have to accept both sides equally, or is the balance to the truth? And that's where I think the skew is right now.
Yeah.
And so if you're talking about it, like, you made fun of me about the Modi stuff, which, like, fine. Like, people can like look up stuff that I've written prior to the government pivot on India. But it's at least, consistent. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, there's a consistency there. So
Yeah.
like, and we're not going to solve it. You want to solve it right
No, but
now?
it sounds there must be a solution.
the solution is to require these giant platforms to adhere to the truth or to have their LLMs fact-checked,
But
right?
don't I keep reading about countries and jurisdictions that have done this?
No. So I'm not saying like a ministry of truth. I'm saying like they're not fact-checking their AI. There's no human oversight
Right.
of like what's happening, right? So they generate whatever. And in fairness to the AI, not that we require it to be fair to it, but like there is something to be said about like they're just synthesizing the information that's available and are spitting it out. But there should be, like, for example, a Toronto Mike and Mike Stafford, like a human overseeing that would be able to say, well, that's not right.
Right.
And putting it. So I'm not saying it should be like a government being like, this is true, this is not true. But like corporations should want to put out accurate things. And it's a problem when they feel like they can load their consumers or their user base with inaccurate things and it won't make a difference. And right now it isn't making a difference because we're all still using it.
And the thing is, I mean, Facebook is still the same. I'm looking for TV stands the other day. What starts filling my Facebook feed?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Wayfair. Here's
Retargeting, that's called.
Never.
in
How
Google
did they
Ads.
do that, Michael? You're the tech
Cookie.
guy.
There's a-
Cookies. How do I buy these and get ready and eat these?
How many
things?
times have you accepted all cookies? How many times? Probably 100 times. But
The Sabrina,
yeah, it's retargeting.
Sabrina
of the
concert
cookie.
the other night. They
So-
called it sassafras.
One line that Supriya said to me during her first visit is we were talking about Blue Sky, where I frequent, and you called it like Twitter refugees had shown up at Blue Sky, and I reference that quite a bit because that is absolutely what it feels like. But I saw a screen cap on Blue Sky this morning from Twitter, well now known as X, where their AI tool Grok was basically talking about how Donald Trump did win the 2020 election. Like that is the AI tool from X disseminating that fake information. So I just think it's going to get worse before, if it ever gets better at all. And I think
Of course it will, 'cause
anyone who cares about the truth is going to have some bad times.
But we've allowed billionaires to control our truth, which is so messed up. Why are we allowing this?
It's completely messed up.
And so, you know, like Elon's the first to put the knee pads on and to be like 2020 didn't exist. Just wait until it's
Right.
Jeff Bezos, and that's what's officially printed
Yeah.
in the Washington Post, right? Like, or you know, like now the transfer of ownership for CBS. Wait until CBS News starts parroting this stuff. It's only a matter of time. Like nobody has any courage in this moment, and it's a huge problem for us as a, you know, for democracy to actually, you know, and I'm a doomsday prepper at the best of times.
Always happened. The best at it.
Yeah,
She was just like queen of the, when that stupid COVID hit.
it's true.
I told you. I told you.
I
I
told
told
you.
you. I told you.
It's true.
Let's watch Contagion again.
Yeah.
On our way out, let me just say thank you both for, it did take a bit of time and effort to align the schedules and get you guys down here together, but it was worth the wait.
I think exactly what you said is that you were juggling a bunch of balls.
I'm always juggling a bunch of, there's no one else here. Someone's got to juggle these balls, Stafford. What are you doing after the recording?
How do you get fired from retired? I've been fired from retired.
Well, this is where I want to go. So last time you were here, Mike Stafford, we had like just some light conversation about you potentially launching a podcast that was crowdfunded or some kind of a, maybe with Patreon or something, your fans, because there's a bunch of them out there who care about you and want to hear from you.
Yeah.
Maybe that money, and then maybe I volunteer some technical assistance so that you could have something you record from home
I got
that people
nothing
could
to say.
consume. Well, do you have any more? And again, you've gone through some shit since you were here,
Yeah.
and you lost your wife, and of course,
Yeah.
maybe you haven't been in a frame to even think about this. I wouldn't blame you. But what about a Mike Stafford podcast? Because Kelly's going to start one.
And I wish her the best.
Maybe she needs a co-host.
What do we talk about?
See,
It's like,
funny you say that. Like how it would be difficult to keep this thing under an hour.
I mean,
would
what
think.
you do is perfect for this format, and I think Coco does it as well. Conan, obviously Joe.
I thought you meant Coco the gorilla.
No, they, I can't believe they replaced him with syndicated.
I can't believe they allowed us to do a radio show for as long as they did, given that half of our show from 5:30 a.m.
I know.
to at least 6:45, it was just inside jokes and Simpsons
It's just
references.
Waking up.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Oh yeah, podcast. No, it's like it's the
Like,
only.
is there any interest?
The only funny thing that Howie Mandel has ever said was the bit he did about improv. The improv. Okay, give me a city. Okay, give me a place. Okay, give me a business. Okay, give me something funny to say.
That's good.
It's that to me is a podcast.
That's it. You described it perfectly.
Okay, so let me just do this again. There's no invoice at the end of this spiel
All
here,
right.
so don't think I'm doing a sales pitch here. It's quite the opposite, actually. But what if once a week for 25 to 30 minutes, you chatted with me via fucking Zoom or something? You have an internet connection where you're living these days?
You could do that and do that sponsored.
Right.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
and maybe it starts as for Patreon, Mike Stafford patrons only. Okay, like I'll do all this work in the back
Yeah.
end, and I'll disseminate this information. And I don't know. Maybe it makes $20. Maybe it makes $2 million. I can't make any promises
I
on
want to
that
do it
front.
like Bill Maher and Club Random, where he's got the blunt and the bottle of cognac.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, I'm coming to that.
So we start this thing again. No invoice comes your way from me. Okay, you get all the money that goes into this pot, be it $20 or $2 million. You get that. Okay, that's good for you. That's some walking around money.
$2 million
okay,
bucks?
stuff.
$2 million's
Who
better
knows
than
what it
20.
is? Who knows what it is? Okay, yes,
Just
right.
putting it out
but
there as your quant.
but you do
I'm
it
telling you this.
once a week at the same time, a half an hour Zoom with me. I'll do all the other parts. Okay, so all you're doing is talking into a USB mic that we've set up in where you're living now, and you're just talking. And it might be about some current events. It might be about your thoughts on this and that.
Yeah.
25 to 30 minutes. I think it'd be effortless for me to extract that from you.
As his agent, I will say 30 minutes is his cutoff. That's his absolute max.
30. Yep.
Okay.
After 30 minutes, I send an invoice.
Just
That's
to
how
me.
it works. Well, food for thought. You don't need to answer the question, but there is a possibility where I volunteer my services, and you just have to bark into a mic for
Okay.
30 minutes a week, and then maybe when you're ready, maybe it launches in January or something, whenever you're ready, and just see if it's $20 or if it's $2 million. Regardless, you can always stop. There's no commitment.
I
But you
approve of
stop
this
it.
message.
Like, yeah, is there any? I don't see the risk.
No, I like it.
Like,
Okay. I got to check my schedule because Dua Lipa's in East Timor
That's true.
in December for the Christians over the holidays.
He's playing us out. That's it.
I'm playing it, but it's a long build-up because Rob Proust just yesterday delivered the new closing theme, and it's a long, long road before we get to the Easter eggs he's put in there.
Is he ever going to get back with Gordon and Sandy on stage?
They don't invite him. He's not listening.
don't
so
invite him?
They don't invite him to shit. They
Fuck them.
He left them for Honeymoon Suite way back
Well,
in
I
the day.
remember.
And
It was
now
outrage.
they have a new keyboardist. So maybe it's not fair to the current keyboardist to bring in the old keyboardist. Maybe you only need
Oh,
one.
everything's so woke.
And he's
That's
living in
true.
New York City too.
When I was in rock and roll, we just kicked people out of the band the way they looked that morning. Get out.
I will do my little extra.
Yeah.
But then I want to, like, before you take off the headphones and take another leak, Stafford, maybe listen to the new
How's your
closing theme,
prostate?
and let's see if you can name all the Easter eggs.
You just mentioned it, and now I got to go.
Yeah.
So
Can you hold on like 3 minutes?
No. What am I?
Now he's thinking about it.
Because I had a plan. Okay, well, Supriya's going to be put
Yeah.
on the spot then, and we'll see how long that takes
I'm
you.
not going to know anything.
Well,
so
that's-
this is the
you
thing.
might know.
So Ryan
No shame in
Bonner
this. Yeah.
used to run a segment that was called Stump Supriya.
Oh, yeah.
Which it was the most,
Like pop culture? Like, wait, like music?
like 70s, 80s pop culture. So like pop culture that you would have like at my age would have absorbed from your parents.
Right.
Which just didn't happen.
And that's because they're new Canadians?
Yeah, I mean all of my stuff was like would have been Bollywood related.
So when do you become like aware of?
like 90s-ish?
Okay.
You know what I mean? So like when it was like of my own stuff, well, yeah, like I know ish.
Well, let's see how you do anyways, and maybe Staff's back by then. But
I mean, I'm just gonna run out the clock. Now you're giving me reason to run
I
out
can
the
always
clock
hit that button
until
again,
staff
Supriya.
is here.
How was this
So
for you though? You got some weed from Shop Kindling there.
No,
you got
this is
some
good.
beer.
And
You
now,
got a
and
moose
actually,
mug.
now that I know that kindling, you can like track it.
Yeah,
This is
it's actually
this is now my
actually is
go-to.
fucking amazing, and it's
Yeah.
under an hour you get that delivery.
100%. No, that's my new thing.
Give it a go and tell me how it goes. Will you return for a third visit at some point?
I will definitely return. You know what? If you can put in a third chair here,
I can. Who's going in the third chair then?
I don't know. Like, who do we want?
Who do you
Like,
guys want in a chair?
Jason Chapman.
And that brings us to the end of our 1,797th show. Go to torontomike.com for all your Toronto Mike needs.
It might be short.
Much love
That was to pick that up.
to all who made this possible. That's Retro Festive. Save 10% with the promo code FOTM. Great Lakes Brewery, Palma Pasta, Nick Ieni's, Kindling, recyclemyelectronics.ca. That's where you go of old cables, old devices, old electronics. You don't throw them in the garbage. You go to recyclemyelectronics.ca, put in your postal code and drop it off. Blue Sky Agency and Ridley Funeral Home. Staff, you can talk, obviously. Your mic's still live.
Yeah.
Can you name these tunes? Okay, it's coming now.
That's Rush.
That's Rush, Subdivision.
I would have
You
been
can
able
blurt
to.
it out, too.
I would have been able to. I wouldn't have said Subdivision, but I know it was Rush only because of.
How about this one?
It's Mr. Dress Up.
He's 2 for 2, everybody. Okay, a little tougher. Let's see. You're a little older than me. You might not.
Don't know that one.
That's the Zit Remedy. Everybody wants something from Degrassi. Okay, let's see.
White Cars.
Black Cars.
Black Cars.
That's Gino Vanelli.
Again, he doesn't see race or gender.
How about this one?
Polka Dot Door.
Correct. You've only missed one, I think.
She was watching Shea Lane.
And there you go. So those are the new Easter eggs, all related to Toronto Mic'd episodes.
Ah.
Thanks to everybody
Well,
for
you wouldn't have been
listening.
what? Because you spoke French.
I did.
What was the French pineapple? I remember there's a
Anana.
anana. There was a little cartoon of a pineapple that spoke French to me.
You would love the Retro Ontario episode recently where we talked about the history of children's TV in the GTA from the beginning to
His new
current.
book.
You would love it, yeah. See y'all tomorrow. Who's my guest? I know the music's gone, but I still need to go to my calendar because I'm a professional. I'm sure this never happened on 640. But I'm going to my calendar to see who's next because I cannot remember. Oh, it's a gentleman from the Globe and Mail.
Charlie
and
Kirk?
It's shout out to Ridley Funeral Home. My guest tomorrow is a chap named, I know, I got to get the name here, Barry Hertz. Do either of you know Barry Hertz from the Globe and Mail?
Yeah, Barry's their entertainment guy, right?
Yeah, he does movies and stuff. He's going to come in. He's going to talk about the ongoing history of the Fast and the Furious soundtrack. And, of course, I'll ask him a whole bunch of questions about Mike Stafford.
Well, and also ask him about Paul Walker being a giant pedo.
Oh.
That should go on the record.
I'll just cut that out
Barry
and play
Hertz.
that for him. Barry Hertz.
I know his brother Dick.
See you all then.
Dick Hertz from Beaton.